And we all know it is Monday, the toughest night of the week oftentimes. Chances are many of us, including me, haven't even thought about what is for dinner yet. Luckily, our friend Daphne Oz has our back. She's joining us this morning to share an idea, a quick and easy idea, but also delicious. Good morning, Daphne.
Good morning. I love that we're chatting pasta at 7:46 a.m.
So for us, I mean,
my kind of Monday.
Yeah, exactly. It's an early start to the morning for us. So whenever we have guests on and they're always like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. You guys probably don't want to try this pasta. We're like, no, we are. We're interested.
No, you've been up for 3 hours already. It's lunchtime. No, so I wanted to show you a gorgeous one-pot lemon shrimp pasta. You know, you're busy, you're up early, you get home at the end of the night, you wanted something just comforting to tuck into. But I'll tell you what makes a meal even more delicious: when there's minimal cleanup on the other side of it. That is the beauty of a one-pot supper that's going to turn out, I have to tell you, a very elegant looking dish, if I do say so myself.
We saw some of that video there too, where you were like kind of stirring it up, the video that we're going to show in a little bit. And oh my gosh, it's like, like you said, I mean, it's easy to do, but it still looks amazing with that shrimp in it.
So this is something that's kind of, I mean, I would love to share a little bit about sort of ways to nail making pasta at home. I think fundamentally people forget a couple key things that do set restaurant cooking apart from the way that we cook at home, and it doesn't have to. Pasta is meant to be simple. It is meant to be enjoyed in a casual setting, and you can really nail a lot of these moves by just having them in your back pocket. So first of all, seasoning the pasta itself. Like, people think it's just a carrier for the sauce. It's not. It has to bring something to the party, because so many pasta dishes are so simple. It really is about the fundamentals. So that means seasoning your cooking liquid that you're boiling the pasta in with enough salt. Once the water is boiling, to make it taste a little bit salty, then you drop your pasta and you cook it. And the pasta water has the benefit then of being salted, so it's a seasoning element itself, but it also is absorbing the starch from the noodle. So you end up with this liquid gold. You cannot throw this away. You need to save at least a cup of it before you drain your noodle off. And it will help you create this sort of sticky glue almost for your sauce as you bring the whole dish together, so that your noodle is infused with flavor in every bite. That is number one. Number two is to remember that hot food continues to cook while it's hot. So you want to take your noodles out of the water and off of the heat about a minute or so before you actually think it's fully done cooking. Otherwise, you run the risk of ending up in that mushy territory that, look, we're still going to eat it. It's still going to be delicious, but you could really nail that al dente, to the tooth, tender chew on the noodle that you want, just by taking it out a little bit before you think it's totally done. Now, that is for traditional pasta techniques that you are going to use to nail all of your lots of lovely pasta preparations. But today, I'm going to blow your mind with this dish. And I got to tell you, I was super skeptical of this going into it. I was like, how are you going to make sure the shrimp cooks at the same time as the pasta? This whole thing. It creates such a beautiful sauce, rich, flavorful, light, gorgeous sauce, perfectly cooked noodle, perfectly cooked shrimp. No, tons of different pots and pans to do it all. One lovely little pot cleanup at the end of it. So should I take you through the process?
Yeah, so, well, that's exact, because you were talking about the pasta water, and I was like, okay, but then if you're incorporating lemon, like, how do we get enough flavor in the pasta? Do we have to cook the shrimp in advance, like, and marinate it? What's the deal with all of it? Walk us through.
I know, these were all questions I had too, so here's how simple it is to happen. So first things first, obviously the fundamental of all delicious pasta sauces in my mind, you got to have some garlic, you got to have some olive oil. So into my pot, garlic, olive oil, then some thinly sliced red onion. I love the sweetness on red onion. The beautiful piece about this dish also is you probably have all these ingredients aside from the shrimp already at home, so it keeps it really simple. Then I go in with some fresh thyme. You can definitely use basil here, dried oregano, chili flake if you like it a little spicy. And here's how we're going to make basically a really simple fresh tomato sauce. I just am going to have up some cherry tomatoes. I love that sweet tart burst from them. They give a little bit of body to this sauce, a little bit of liquid that we need. Fresh lemon juice does the same. Now here's where we get crazy. Shrimp. If you don't mind getting interactive with your pasta when you're eating, which I kind of like, I have to say it was a great icebreaker. Some people have very strong opinions about this, but I kind of love having like a dinner party where people have to use their hands, because you can't be snooty or like, it really forces you to bond with people when you're eating with your hands. So you can definitely leave the shells on the shrimp, and those shrimp shells bring so much flavor to the sauce. At minimum, I recommend leaving the tails on, because then you still get some of that shrimp flavor coming through, but you're not fighting with your food. Shrimp into the pot, dry linguine pasta into the pot. You're going to barely cover it with water and a splash of white wine if you have that around. Again, salt in here, always make sure to do that. Bring it to a boil, and you're gonna loosely toss it like so every once in a while, just to make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. 12 to 15 minutes later, you are going to have perfectly cooked pasta, perfectly cooked shrimp. The liquid gets drunk into the noodle itself, into the pasta itself, so you are left with flavor in every bite. I finish it off just to keep us elegant and elevated. I finish it off with a little fresh lemon zest. I love that bright hit in a cooked sauce like so. And then just to keep it a little rustic, but still nice and punchy, some freshly torn basil scattered over top. If you have any pan sauce left, which I do not, but if you do, you can definitely spoon a little over top or just a little slick of olive oil. Let me come up close and
Please
personal with this dish.
Yes.
It is not
Show us that
food
pasta
program. If
Look
you can't
at
see
that.
what you're eating. Look at this.
Ooh.
In one pot.
It looks delicious. And I like the idea, like you said, of keeping the shells there on the shrimp. You can find this recipe on the Good Dish website. We only have a little bit more time, but tell us why we're talking about the pasta. We're teasing something coming up on the Good Dish tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, the Good Dish is always about answering the question, what's for dinner? Making it simple to put something wonderful that makes you feel confident as you have fun on the table every night. Our Pasta-bilities, Endless Possibilities show is happening tomorrow, and it is all about simple dishes like this, but then we're actually chatting with Missy Robbins, who is like a super acclaimed chef here in New York City, prized for her pasta making abilities. And she's going to show us how to make gorgeous fresh pasta at home with a spectacular preparation that really just like I did with the pasta water technique and the al dente technique to really nail that pasta making at home. She's going to show us how to take it even one step more expert. And if you really are into a crafting experience, how to actually make your own pasta at home as well. So
there you go.
Really a fun show. And all week long, we're cooking up delicious. We have Reed Drummond, the Pioneer Woman, on the show today. Scott Conant coming through later in the week.
Awesome.
The last thing I'll tell you, the most incredible fried chicken I've ever eaten. Arnold Mint's Thai fried chicken is on the show on Thursday.
Daphne. We got a little bit of time left, but we're going to go to a quick break. We thank you so much, Daphne.